In this video, I'm going to talk about good design principles when designing for 3D printing. We need to try and eliminate supporting material, and we need to try and follow the rules to make sure that our prints are successful. On our contact sheet, we have this design printing rules or 3D printing rules, and there's a few we need to try and keep kind of watch on. So firstly, all our wall thicknesses need to be more than 0.8 of a millimeter. If there's any areas less than this, the slicing software might eliminate the wall completely, thinking that the printer can't actually achieve it. This one here I'm going to talk about a lot, so supports and overhangs. So we want to try and design our work so we can print without supports. It saves a lot of material. So when we're designing, maximum kind of overhang that we want is 45 degrees. As the printer prints each layer, it can kind of support itself if it's going out slowly, but if it goes out at a 90-degree angle and there's a step, that material can't print in midair. If you want any embossing, so like our name or small little bumps outwards or inwards, we kind of want to go anywhere between 0.6 and 2 millimeters. So just very small details won't print. You want to keep to those sizes. Here's another important one, so horizontal ridges. If I've got two sections and an undercut above it, if it prints between two uprights, we can do that, but if it's more than 10 millimeters across, it will start to droop, and then the next layer tends to start to fail on the printer. So if you've got any bridges going from one point to another, you can probably push it to about 15 millimeters, but after that it might fail because it can't print in midair. Any small holes, minimum 2 millimeters. Really small details like upright pillars, no less than 2 millimeters. Same with kind of like pin designs, because they tend to get a bit wobbly and as they go up and fail and fall over. So keep referring back to this. So I'm going to slice this preview of a phone stand. You can see on this phone stand, the red areas are the top layers, they're good. The blue areas are undercuts. So we've got this massive undercut just sitting here. We've got a small undercut just under the name and on top of this circle. If I put on supports now, so I turn on my tree supports, it's automatically generating, and I'll slice this software again. Slice this model, sorry. It will automatically put these tree supports in. So you can see the tree supports, they start at the bed and they work up and they support that overhanging material. I can preview this layer by layer. So you can see this is the first part of what will be printed on the 3D printer. We want a nice flat bottom so it sticks to the bed nicely. And then as it starts printing upwards, it's very easy for it to print this bottom section. I've just turned off the support just to illustrate this a little bit better. So as I come up, you can see that the material is being printed layer by layer on top of each other until I get to this point where it starts to print in midair. So if that started to print in midair, it would just drop down and the print would obviously fail. It would keep printing this part because it's supported underneath and it's not kind of going out more than 45 degrees. I've reactivated the supports again just to illustrate now how the actual software compensates to support that build as the layer by layer goes up. You can see this big support in the middle here as it keeps going up. That's really only there to support my name that I've got extruded outwards on the top. Now let's talk about different ways we can minimize the supports. Firstly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into my model mode and I'm going to rotate this model. Now I've rotated the model 90 degrees. You can see it's got a nice flat bottom that it's printing on still. It's going to print layer by layer. So the base comes up. It hasn't had a problem yet. Everything's And then we've got the start of the letters here for my name. They're definitely under or not supported here, so the filament will be trying to print in midair. This one here is a really big problem. So this is what we would call the bridge. If we look at the design rules here, this is what's happening. So it's way more than the 10 millimeters, so that will kind of sag through here and start to fail the print. We've got another really big bridge. So we've got one just on the corner here at the front, which is an undercut. And this one here is an undercut as well. So there's no way that the printer head is going to go out onto that corner and print this one in midair because there's nothing for it underneath to stick to. So all of that material above that blue line there would not print. With supports on, you can still see those tree supports are quite a lot of wasted material. And you can see down here the total print time is 1 hour 10 minutes. It was 1 hour 19 minutes on the other configuration. Let's have a look at some other designs. So this is the design in Fusion that I just showed you, and I saved as and kept editing in a different way. So it's nice to be able to present several different ideas, not just your first idea. This one here, what I've changed is I've added a little kind of support between here, so it creates two separate bridges that are smaller rather than that big horizontal bridge. Just remember that we're going to be printing this on the side. So I've done the same here, so it'll be printing from this side layering up. I've changed my name to be an indented or an emboss, if I can say the word, and I've also created like this fillet on the inside of the emboss just to kind of like smoothen out the inside of the lettering. It's quite large. And the bottom, I've designed that quite differently. So we'll see how this one slices. Here it is in Bambu Studio. I've kept the supports on, just supporting critical regions, and it hasn't generated any of those tree supports. It means that we're somewhere close to where we should be. Same deal, you can see at the start it's printing nice and flat on the bed, and then it's coming up, well supported. You can see the opening starting to open up. My redesigned front there, and we're getting to the point where the unsupported material appears as a bridge, but because it's joining between these two sections and it's about 10 millimeters, that will bridge over okay with a 3D printer. As we keep going up, you can see the design coming together. There are undercuts. It's like a 45-degree undercut, which is within our rule. This is like this part here. And the material keeps coming up. So that's not a bad solution for the second attempt at my design. Back in Fusion, you can see my second attempt. Let's open the third. So this one here, knowing that I'm printing it on this side for the base, I have made this a horizontal, which is going to turn into a vertical when it's turned over, and we'll see how this slices. I've made some modifications at the front to remove some more material. I've rounded off the edges a little bit more, and I've also put a fillet on some of these sharp edges on the inside. I don't want to fillet the outside because I want this nice flat surface to start the print on. Let's have a look at the back. So that's stayed much the same. So in Bambu Studio, let's preview this one. So flat bottom keeps coming up. I've reduced the material usage a little bit. This is quite a large tower. We want to make sure that it's kind of like at least 3 millimeters thick, so it's got enough rigidity so it doesn't wobble and fall over too much. Got quite an undercut forming here. So you can see this one here is really at 45 degrees already. So that blue area is a bit questionable, but I reckon it'd be worth having a print of that and we'll see how it goes. From here the material starts to join itself, and then it finishes off. Let's have a quick focus on where the name is here. So you can see it's kind of indented a little bit, and I've really softened the bottom of that. So as the printer comes through and does these letters, you should be able to see the preview of the head here, and it just kind of dips in each layer as it builds up. So that should be achievable to see that lettering on the side. And it just needs to be nice and big and bold. Maximum indent is about 1 millimeter, and then it doesn't need supports. The print time here is down to about an hour. It's nice not to have those supports all over the place, because you have to break them off, and there's a bit of post-production work that you have to do. If you are trying to print these off to sell them, you want them to come off really nice and clean off the printer, ready to just package and sell. The last design I'm going to talk about is the one on the context sheet. Before I analyse the design, let's have a quick read of this. So when we did our investigation, we were looking at, do the designs have a flat base for printing? What thickness are the walls? Are there any overhanging areas while it's printing? Does the material bridge in any of the areas? Are there gaps? Are there things that fit together? And how could the printing time and material be minimized? Another key thing is this one in red. So we want to try and minimize the printing material and the printing time, and your design should fit somewhere between 70 by 70 by 70 millimeter build size. That is quite a challenge to design a phone stand in that size, but this one's a good example of a successful design. This is the design in Fusion. If I press the play button here, it will show the construction method used. Now in Bambu Studio, you can see there's no real blue areas. And we'll quickly preview where it's going to stick to the bed. Nice flat surface. It's always building up on itself. There is a section at the back here where it gets pretty close to that, quite a big overhang. And those two pieces come together as a little bridge there. Keeps printing. Now this print is down to 34 minutes. So it shows that you can create a stand that prints quite quickly and serves the purpose for what the design brief outlines. I hope the video has been helpful in designing for 3D printing. The one piece of advice, if you keep coming back to these design 3D printing rules, they'll definitely help you out while creating your models for 3D printing.